Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here for the interview of Andrew. I'm just inviting everybody. We just had the CLPW draft, which was incredible. If you want to go check out the replay in the description below. Hello, sir. We are inviting our guest on right now.
Hello, Brandon. How are you doing?
Hello, Ethan. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah,
How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very good. What about you? I was going to say good evening, but it's not evening over there, is it?
Oh, well, it's afternoon.
Same, same thing.
Uh,
Hi, Nathan.
freaking, how's things?
Very good. Got training on Sunday, so that'll be fun. But yeah, how's things going for you?
Not too bad, sir. Not too bad. We just got done doing a CLPW draft, which you shall be making your debut in, which got you interested in e-fedding. What got you the interesting of the e-fed to join?
Well, I don't know. I was watching, what's his name? AJ Scott? What's his, yeah,
AJ
that
Scott?
guy. I was watching his interview with you, and I was like, oh, it sounds cool. And then I hit him up, asked him some questions, and then he invited me to join. So yeah, it's quite fun.
Well, heck yeah, we're happy to have you, and there's a whole world of e-fed to check out. Oh, it's Mother's Day
Oh yeah.
Sunday, so there's no training.
Oh my god, about no training on Sunday now.
And
Yeah.
welcome, Mr. B. Moore Johnson. Welcome, Nathan, by the way. We hope that you grow and thrive here in the EFED room. We hope that you enjoy your stay here, and we hope to see you thrive in the pro wrestling scene, which is something you've been doing. What captivated you to start wrestling?
Well, I can't remember what the first match I saw was. I think I started off by watching some WWE.
Okay.
It was probably John Cena I watched at first. I was in school actually, um, and I seen this WWE book in our library. We call it. I don't know if it's the same thing over there. I found this WWE book and I started reading through it. I was like, oh, this sounds cool. I wish I could do what they're doing and be someone that people can look up to and things like that. So I was reading through. I was like, "Oh, this sounds cool." And then I was researching some of the wrestlers. I watched some matches. I think the first one was John Cena versus The Miz in an I
Oh,
Quit match. That
wow.
was a really good match. Yeah, and I was like, "Wow, this is it's great." I was like, "I can do this. I know I can do this." So I decided to start training with a little company called EPW in a place called Darlington. I went to some of their shows. I did some training. I enjoyed it. And then I found out about a company in Seam, which I won't talk about too much. But I started training there, and then something happened, and I left. And then the Imperial Wrestling Federation just started, and I train there now. And I should be doing some training with Dropkick Championship Wrestling in Thornaby as well. So that should be great. And um, I'm hoping to go watch some shows. Have you heard of Alba Championship Wrestling in Scotland?
Yes, they have their Albaversary show already out and booked.
Yeah, I should be going to watch some of that. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm going to be going to as many shows as possible, and the IWF have got their debut show July 19th, which I'm really looking forward to.
You and Spawn seem to be the ones that are traveling around trying to get your name out there, and I know a lot of you out there on the circuit out there are definitely working your way up. And in EPW, since that was the first company you started with, what was your first matchup there?
I didn't end up doing any matches there, but I trained with some great wrestlers. There's a
Okay.
phenomenal wrestler in the northeast of England over here called El Temple, and he trained me. He's a really good wrestler. He's a high flyer. Um, he's from Mexico, but yeah, he's really good, and he trained me. He taught me some of the stuff that I know now, and I'm grateful for that forever.
Well, I am happy to hear that, and I'm happy to see you thriving. And I will not ask you a question about the one company you don't want to speak too much about. I will not bring that up. But with IWF, though, what made you want to join up with IWF?
Well, IWF is just the place to be, isn't it? We've got some of the best wrestlers in the country. We've got Spawn, we've got Strange. I hate to admit it, but we've got Persona. He's one of the best wrestlers in the country, in my opinion. We've got Nate Sawyer, what a beast he is. We've got Hybrid, Alfie Jackson. Well, he's just Alfie Jackson. But there's tons of great wrestlers. There's too many ones to name. We've got Johnny Thunder, who's from Scotland. He's a great wrestler. Danny Kaye, who's also from Scotland, and there's a phenomenal wrestler called Alan Shaw, who reminds me of Will Ospreay a little bit. He's phenomenal. So it's
The
a
King of the
great time
Sky.
for us. Yeah, the King of the Skies.
Freaking, now you also said you were trying to start out with Dropkick as well, which has a working relation with IWF, which came about recently from their first showing at March to Glory with each other, where in the pre-show it was a 6-person tag match.
I was
But you
watching.
were not a part of it, but we are hoping to see you in the next matchup.
Well, I was watching that tag team match, and it was great. You've got the team of Nate Sawyer, Hybrid, and Alfie Jackson. Incredibly dangerous team. I've been in the ring with Hybrid. I've been in rumbles with both Nate Sawyer, and my first ever appearance on a show was actually in a rumble against Alfie Jackson, formerly known as Nerds. But my first experience was against him, and it was a great showing. I really enjoyed it, and he's a great wrestler to work with. But he's not. How can I explain this? He is a beast. He's very underrated, in my opinion. And it was great to see him as a team captain. And then on the other team, you've got Persona, who, like I said earlier, is one of the best wrestlers in the country. Sulfrina, who's one of the best up-and-coming wrestlers in the country, and in my opinion, is one of the best female wrestlers that we've got in England. And then we had Walker of Wall Street as well. What a legend he is. It's a great match. And hopefully, I know I'm going to be going and watching Dropkick Championship Wrestling Battlefront in the Synthonia Suites in Billingham. So if you're over here in the UK, which I don't know if anyone watching is, but if you're in the Northeast, head over that show, because I've seen some of the people who's going to be on it. It's going to be phenomenal.
In the names you did mention, Alba Championship Wrestling, Dropkick Championship Wrestling, and Imperial Wrestling Federation, all these companies seem to all intertwine with each other of the same people. You got people like Don Bronson, you got people like Aisha Raymond, you got people like Strange, like all going around these promotions, and it's incredible how the promotions out there continue to grow by the day, and IWF is continuing to grow, I hear.
Yes, it is indeed. Like I said earlier, I'm so excited for our debut show in July. It's going to be a great one. And speaking of that show, Strange is just joined the chat. So, hello,
Welcome.
Strange.
Welcome, GM Strange of IWF. Ladies and gentlemen, I say it every single time I'm on here, Imperial Wrestling Federation. Please go join and support them on YouTube and Facebook. Full of great, talented athletes over there in the UK. Wonderful.
Yeah.
If you had to pick 5 people you have faced in your career that you have really enjoyed, who are the 5 people you would have to say that you enjoyed fighting?
Oh,
Wrestling.
that's a really good question. The first one at the top of my list has definitely got to be Jakub. Now,
Ooh.
outside the ring, I'll give you a little explanation on them all as we go. So outside the ring, me and Jakub, believe it or not, we're actually, I would say, he's one of my closest friends, and we get along really well. But when we're in the ring, it's a different story. Sportsmanship's there, but still, wrestling's wrestling. Um, my first singles match was against Jakub, and in my opinion, it was one of the best matches I've had so far. Especially for my first match, I was really impressed with myself, and I was happy with what it was. And that was Jakub's first ever match, apart from rumbles and stuff. That was his first match, and he ended up being in the final of the tournament. It was a great match, and yeah, so he's my number one.
Okay.
Second, ooh, so far, I'm gonna probably say Hybrid.
Oh.
He was a dangerous opponent, a very dangerous opponent. He was very brutal to wrestle, and he sent me flying a few times. But it was a fun match, and it went well.
Uh-oh. Nate Sawyer just entered.
Oh no!
There was
There was
only ever one person that was a threat in the dropkick match. Who was number 1? Uh-oh.
I said Jakub. Well, the number 3rd person I've ever worked in the ring has probably got to be Alfie Jackson. So I've not wrestled many people, but in terms of, I mean, I've been in rumbles with people like Persona, Strange, and Spawn and stuff. So I would count them up there as well. Great wrestlers.
So so you've been in quite a few rumbles. What is your strategy for a Royal Rumble?
Just go in there, fire up, get all energetic, do what I can do, and you know, show what I can do. Rumbles never really go well, to be honest, but with the Imperial Wrestling Federation, I've got a new mindset, and it's going to be much better than ever before. And I'm going to prove to the fans exactly why I am called the Undeniable. So yeah.
Understood. And you are the undeniable Ethan Dixon. And who? How did that nickname came about? Like who is you? Would you have to say? What is your persona?
So basically, it was a show called. Oh, I can't
Welcome,
remember.
Sofrina Luchadora.
I'll say it for her. It was in Sunderland, I think the show was.
Oh,
It was in a really nice venue called the Humbledon Sports Bar, something like that. It was a really nice venue. It's that promotion's first show in Sunderland. It was called Rumble in the Underground, I think.
welcome, Kobe.
Hello, Kobe. And I got asked backstage, do you have a nickname? I was just like, and I just randomly thought of the Undeniable. I was like, that sounds like me. And then we just went with that. So yeah.
Awesome, awesome, sir. Sunderland, the Pride lands. Welcome, Lilac Demon.
Hello,
And
Spawn.
that is Spawn, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Is indeed. What a phenomenal wrestler.
So basically, it's showing from people from my side and your side. I made it public, so whoever pops in, pops in.
Yeah.
And speaking of IWF show, with the few matches that we know that's coming up, would you actually like to review this card?
Let's go for it. Sure.
How is the head and neck Sofrina Luchadora? Oh.
Ooh.
Nate is scary. I'm surprised that he's actually on here. Welcome,
Hello,
Johnny.
Palmer.
Welcome, Brian. For the Imperial Championship, who do you think's gonna face Persona?
Now, there is so many phenomenal wrestlers, and I couldn't guess. But I hope Strange gets his hand on Persona one more time, and he becomes the IWF IWF champion. That's what I want to see, but I don't know if that's what we will see. But
Wow.
that's what I want to see. And if we do see that, that'll be one of the best matches in the history of Northeast England.
Nate's head looks like a sugar puff. Pass it on. Nate Sawyer, not good. Thanks for asking, though, I guess. Ugh. Ugh, sinister.
Well, maybe Sulfurna gets her hands on Nate Sawyer at the next show.
Ooh, that would be a banger. Sofrina versus Nate. Let's go.
Imagine.
Now, speaking of dream matches, if you had to pick 5 people that you've never faced one-on-one, who would you want to face?
In terms of IWF or
Like anywhere. Like
Anywhere.
just anybody. Like
Ooh.
5 people that you're like that you've never once faced. That you're like, I want to step in there.
Sorry, my phone keeps going off. I would really like to wrestle. Ooh. I'll say indie wrestlers because
Okay.
WWE. I don't really watch WWE.
Okay.
I sometimes watch. I watch a little bit. I go to the live shows. I watch some of AEW. I really enjoy AEW. Some TNA as well. But in my opinion, the independent wrestling scene is way better than those big promotions. But that's just my opinion. But so for indie wrestlers, who do I really want to wrestle? At the top of my list, we've got Strange. Definitely at the top of my list.
I would love to see that.
Second, we'll go for his son, Spawn.
Ooh.
Third of all, Persona. I know that'd be a really hard match, but he's a great wrestler.
Ooh.
And I think that with the Imperial Wrestling Federation, I'm gonna be better. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna be better than I ever was. And hopefully, someday I get a challenge just like that, and I can prove to them all exactly what I'm made of. Is that 3 people I've said so far? Sorry, my phone keeps beeping. It's that group.
No, you're all good. I think everybody can still hear us. I think it just happens sometimes. It's a technical Messenger Facebook issue.
Anyway, back to the list. I want to say 2 more that are out of CCW. Actually, IWF, my bad. Nate Sawyer probably is on there. Now I'm going to say 1 more just from the indie scene. You know what? Sam Taylor, phenomenal wrestler. I could just keep going. I could just keep going. I know I've said 5, but there's a 6th wrestler who I really want to say. I don't know if any of you have heard of him before, but he's called Robbie X, and he's a phenomenal wrestler over here in the UK. And he's just been
That's the one I'm thinking of. He's a former or current member of Bullet Club.
he has just been signed to the Bullet Club, and
Okay.
I've spoken to Robbie a few times at this convention in Manchester. It was a wrestling convention, and I bumped into him. And he's a great guy, and he's a great wrestler. So yeah, and he started wrestling about the same age as me, and look at him now, full circle. He's in the Bullet Club, which is just phenomenal. And he's been in some of the biggest companies in the UK, like Progress and Rev Pro. I don't know if you've heard of them before. He's wrestled in ICW as well, which is a massive company in Scotland. It's the biggest one in Scotland. And he's making moves, and he's a great wrestler. Well, his gimmick is the best cruiserweight in the world. So that speaks for itself.
And Bullet Club is known for having some of the great talents in there that have come and gone from all around. They literally practically run pro wrestling at this point when it comes to certain companies. Exactly. Robbie X, when am I seeing him walk through the IWF curtains? I would not mind seeing that either. You don't want me, Ethan. You saw what happened Sunday, silly, silly boy.
Well, I'm up for a challenge, aren't I? So I see where the road takes me at IWF.
Well, if he's not the one that's put in against Persona, personally, I would like to see Ethan versus Nate Sawyer. I would think that would be a banger, personally.
Well, let's see. If you wanna find out, then come July 19th to IWF, a Grand Slam in the Chiefs Club in Sunderland. If you're in the area, of course. You don't need to fly up from America unless you really want it. Then, I mean, it's worth it.
I got Brev bills to burn. No one's off limits. Oh. So are we still off limits to Tomka versus Strange? I'm still going to talk about that one every single time. I don't know if you noticed, but every single time I'm going to bring that match up until it happens. My dream match. But, freaking, what do you feel about the Triple Threat Sovereign Shield Championship matchup?
Wow. So, when I saw that match announced on Facebook, I genuinely put down my phone because I didn't believe it at first. I was like, what? Because in my opinion, they are definitely up there with some of the best. Tomka, well, sorry, I just got distracted, but he's brutal. But Strange can conquer anything, so, you know? Anyways, back to what I was saying. I forgot what I was saying now. I remember. So yeah, when I saw that match, I put my phone down because like, there's no way this is true. And I picked it up again, I was like, no way. Three of the best, well, some of the best wrestlers in the country. You've got Johnny Thunder from Scotland, who is phenomenal. I've seen him wrestle just a few times, but I've watched some of his matches on YouTube and stuff as well, and wow, he's definitely going places. I see him in the WWE one day. Then we've got Alan Shaw. Now, Alan Shaw, like I said earlier, he reminds me of just like a smaller, you know, Will Ospreay. He's great. He had a phenomenal match against UNG Mackie at March to Glory at the last Dropkick show, and I was really enjoying that. I never wanted to get out of my seat. I had to wait for ages because I needed the toilet, but I couldn't get up to the toilet because that match was phenomenal. I wish it went on for longer, to be honest, but Alan Shaw did what he could, but UNG Mackie ended up coming on top in the end. And then we got Spawn. Wow. Strange's son. Now, Spawn is definitely in the top 3 best wrestlers in the IWF, and probably the top 3 best wrestlers in the country, to be honest with you. And this match is going to be phenomenal. And I can't even pick somebody who I would want to leave with the Sovereign Shield Championship. But I like them all. I love Johnny Thunder. I love Alan Shaw. But the person I would love to see walk out with that Sovereign Shield Championship is our homeboy Spawn.
Understood. That's a great pick. And I would love to see you face Spawn as well, and I would love to see Alan Shaw versus Ethan. I would love to see more of you in action and see where it takes you. And I could see you holding gold one day, guaranteed.
Thank you.
And in the comments, Strange, I think everybody would love to see that, and we know you are a fighter. And Nate Sawyer suggests Sawyer versus Strange versus Tomka in a death match. Oh,
Whoa.
I would pay for that. Crap, man. Put it up.
Which company would we see that in? I don't think we could do that in IWF. We don't. We
I
don't want to be.
mean,
Well, I would pay to see that, but I can't see that, so
yeah.
I'll be crossing
I'll be
paths
crossing
with him.
paths with Spawn soon enough. We'll see what he's made of.
I
Oh, I'm assuming
know
this is Johnny Thunder.
Johnny Palmer. So he's another great wrestler in the UK.
Oh,
Um, he's a coach for a company called Cheltenham
nice to see
Wrestling
you, Gun.
Alliance. Yeah, and he helped he helps run a company called Brawl, which is a pretty good company over in the UK. And um, yeah, I think that's a Firestar Championship Wrestling. I know there's one in America as well. We were talking about that the other day when you were on the
Yes,
lab.
we were.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I believe they're in a match. Sorry, Johnny Palmer. Can you comment what it is in the comments? The match, because I know there's like I can't remember what the matches were. I seen there was a 4-way, but I don't remember who was in it and stuff like that. But yeah, well, whatever match it is, they're both good wrestlers, phenomenal wrestlers to at least. So should be a banger.
You're going to be making your way to Firestar at some point?
Maybe. Let's just wait and see, shall we?
Yes, we shall. Yes, we shall. And as we come to really the last question that I really have on here for you, sir, um, what would you like your legacy to be?
Ooh. What do you mean by that? Explain it a bit
Like,
more. So,
what do you want to be, like when you're either like gone or going on? What do you want to be remembered for? Like, legacy?
right. Um.
Because you still
It's a really
have a
hard
long
question.
ways to go.
Yeah, it's a really hard question. It's a great question. Now, hopefully, over the years, I'll just get better and better and better and better. And hopefully, one day, who knows, I'll end up wrestling all over the country. Sorry, my head's a bit too big at the moment, but you know, I should be wrestling. I hope to wrestle all over the country and make a proper name for myself. And then, who knows, maybe head over to America. That'd be great if I headed it. That would be great. One of my friends, I'm not going to name names because of a different company. One of my friends has been noticed by a couple of companies in America and Japan. So who knows? They might end up over there. So might I in the future. And then who knows? Maybe AEW or WWE or TNA or something like that in the future. And when I retire, hopefully I'll be known to for winning the championship and becoming one of the best championship holders in whatever company that may be. Hopefully the IWF, but who knows? Maybe somewhere bigger in the future. And we on to be one of the best championship holders. And then hopefully in the future, I'll have a family and I can have a young kid who'll keep that legacy going.
Strong words, Mr. Ethan. Strong words. And thank you again for coming on here. And we hope to have you on here again in the future for more stuff as you are starting up in the EFED as well, which we are hoping to see more of what you can do. And we're excited to see where your wrestling career takes you. And good luck to you, sir. Thank you again.
Thank you. No problem at all.
You have yourself a good rest of your night.
You too. See you later.
Later. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the interview that I had. Thank you for everybody that showed up for the Shadows Within. There should be more to come in the future. And I hope everybody has a great day, great night, great evening, wherever you may be. Peace out.